Hey everyone, it's Justin here, America's Honest Tax Accountant from Number Crunch Nerds. Welcome to video number 8 of my 10-part video series on tax planning for the year end 2024. As mentioned in video number 1, starting January the 15th, 2025 and running through April the 15th, 2025, I will be hosting a 2024 tax return preparation class. There's no better way to learn tax planning than from inside the tax return. So this is where all the action is going to be with me and the channel for the 2025 tax busy season. There's an all-new video FAQ on the class, and the link to that can be found in the description below this video. All right, in this particular video number 8, we're doing Irmaa updates. And just as a reminder, what is Irmaa exactly? Well, it's a surcharge that may be added to Medicare Part B and Part D premiums depending on your income. And by the way, what kind of brackets are the Irmaa brackets? Well, they are cliff brackets. Remember Wile E. Coyote and the cliff brackets from this video? Right over here, video number 4 of the Roth IRA conversion video series on YouTube. Now, for folks that may be new to the channel and have not watched this video, you may be thinking, well, cliff brackets, okay, as opposed to what though? Well, as opposed to marginal brackets. Income tax brackets, as you recall from previous videos on the channel, are marginal brackets. And that means that only the next dollar is subject to that particular bracket. Irmaa brackets, on the other hand, are cliff brackets, meaning that once you're in by $1, you're in all the way. Now, if you're not following that, the difference between cliff brackets and marginal brackets, then Roth IRA conversion video series video number 4 is your homework assignment to get caught up on that. All right, so with that said, let's go to the Irmaa bracket updates for 2025. Okay, so here are the 2025 income brackets for purposes of determining Part B as well as Part D premium and the Irmaa surcharge. You can find charts equivalent to this by just Googling Irmaa brackets for 2025. This particular one I happen to take from Humana.com. So let's just walk through how to read this real quick, because there is a distinction that I want to make sure is clear before we go and update the personal tax planning template for the 2025 numbers. So starting right here with the Part B premium, what we need to make sure we understand is that for any income level, from 0 up to 106 for single or from 0 up to 212 for married filing joint, there is going to be a base premium of $185 for 2025. And this is just the base premium. There's no surcharge included in this. Everybody is going to pay this $185. And for Part D over here, the base premium is just going to be 0. So when we look at the next bracket right here for Part B, this $259 includes the $185 base premium plus $74 of Irmaa surcharge. And then there's $13.70 of Irmaa surcharge over here for Part D. So this is the distinction over here that I want to make so it's clear we understand what we're looking at. We can choose to populate the personal tax planning template with either the premium plus the surcharge. So for the first income level, it would be $185, which we have there, $259, $370. And this would be the full amount right here, premium plus Part B surcharge. Alternatively to that, we could populate the personal tax planning template with the surcharge only right here, which I am calculating if we just double click on this cell right here by taking the premium plus surcharge for one bracket and subtracting off the premium plus surcharge for the previous bracket. So following that methodology, you can see that the base premium will always be $185 and the surcharge will be these items right here. Now for Part Part D, because there is no base amount right here, then you can see that the premium plus surcharge, so to speak, is just the same thing as the surcharge. And so you can decide for yourself, would you rather see the premium plus the surcharge populated in the personal tax planning template? Or do you just want to see the surcharge only? And there's no right or wrong answer to that. It's just what would you prefer to see when you're doing your tax planning and looking at how your taxable income is going to impact your Irmaa premiums over time. So now that we have this update for 2025, let's go to the personal tax planning template and put the updated numbers in there. Okay, so we're in the personal tax planning template and I'm on the Irmaa calculator tab right here. And the first thing we're going to do is update this column right here, which is for the Medicare premium year 2025. And just to clarify that, let's go into this description right here. And I'm just going to change the description to say Medicare premium year, i.e. current tax year. So we're updating the calculator for the values relevant to tax year 2025. And then right here, the relevant tax year for MAGI purposes, which again just means your modified adjusted gross income, which for most people will be the same number as their adjusted gross income. That number comes from 2 years prior. So for purposes of this column right here, the number that goes in this cell, the projected AGI, is from 2023. And that, of course, as many of you know, is the first year contained within the personal tax planning template. So now that most of you have already finalized this column to agree to your 2023 tax return, this AGI for 2023 is now known and should be brought over here to populate this cell. And this is the modified adjusted gross income that will be compared to these income thresholds over here to determine what your Irmaa surcharge is for 2025. Okay, now with that out of the way, the first thing is to update these income thresholds right here within the personal tax planning template. So we're going to start with these values right here, and you can choose to update them either based on married filing, joint filing status, or single filing status. Right now you can see that the projection that we had in here for 2025, remember this was a projection until we are now updating it for the actual income thresholds. This projection of 212,180, if I double click on this cell, was based on 206 for the prior year multiplied by an estimated 3% growth rate. And you can see that our estimate was pretty good. We had 212,180 and the actual number for 2025 for married filing joint is 212. So I'm going to go back into this cell right here and change the number to 212 even. Okay, for the next income bracket, we were very close again. We had 265,740 for our projection, and the top of the next bracket is 266 for married filing joint. So I've updated this number to be 266, and I'm going to do the same thing for the next 1, 2, 3 numbers right here. We're going to make them 344, 400, 750, and then I'm just using a large number for the top of the final bracket. It doesn't matter what this is as long as it is bigger than your income. Okay, so that is complete. 334, 400, and 750. Okay, now if you are single filing status, the numbers that you should have put in here for last year would have related to the equivalent of what's in this column right here for 2024. And so now you have to update this column right here, this little section, for these numbers right here that are now for 2025. So that covers the income brackets, and those income brackets will be different again for single versus married filing joint. But regardless of which income brackets you put in here, everything else down here as far as the Part B and the Part D numbers, if we go back over here, these are the same regardless of what your filing status is. What's different is the income thresholds that put you into each of these different brackets. So I'm actually going to scroll right over here to where we calculated this information in the first part of the video. And again, the question is, do you want to see the total premium plus surcharge for purposes of your analysis? Or do you just want to see the surcharge only? And this issue caused a little bit of confusion for some folks last year because they weren't immediately sure if they were just looking at the surcharge or if they were looking at the premium plus the surcharge. So as you can see right here, this is last year's column and we have 174.70, and that was the equivalent for 2024 of the premium plus the surcharge for Part B. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is update these 6 numbers right here to be the equivalent of the premium plus the surcharge here. And then I'm going to update the Part D numbers right here to be equivalent to this column, which is the same again for Part D. It doesn't really matter for Part D. Okay, so that is now complete. You can see these numbers right here are the same as these, and then these numbers right here are the same as these. Okay, so just looking at this example, right now within the personal tax planning template, we have $247,300 as the amount of MAGI for 2023. Remember, we're using 2023 because it's 2 years prior to 2025. So based on that $247,300, we can look down here in the brackets. $247,300 is greater than $212, but it is not greater than $266, which puts us in the second bracket right here. Therefore, the premium plus the surcharge would be in the second Part B bracket plus the second Part D bracket. You can see that number right here is $272.70, and that's what we have right here as the surcharge per person per month. Now again, here is the point of clarification that I want to make. Right now, this says Part B surcharge in this section right here. But what we really have in this section is the base premium plus the surcharge. So if you want to see the base plus the surcharge, let's go ahead and just change this description right here to be Part B base plus surcharge. And then of course down here, this is just surcharge only because there is no base for Part D. Now, alternatively, if you only wanted to see the surcharge, then these 6 values right here are what you would populate into these 6 cells right there. And then you could just leave this to say Part B surcharge. Again, that is up to you. When you're doing your income tax projections and also your projection of how your taxable income will affect your Irmaa surcharge in future years, it's really just personal preference whether you would rather see the premium of $185 baked into the total, or if you would rather just see the surcharge only. That's up to you. And again, you decide that by either picking the surcharge only or the premium plus the surcharge to populate right there. And then recall the way that this works is that's for one person for 1 month, that's for 2 people for 1 month, and this is the number for 2 people on an annual basis for premium plus surcharge in this example. So $6,544.80 is what I would expect to see right here in this cell for 2025 for our total Irmaa base plus surcharge. And so in this section down here, when you're looking at the results of your tax planning, do you want to see the premium plus the surcharge? Or do you just want to see the total surcharge only in this cell? And again, there's no right answer. It's just what is most helpful to you as part of your planning process. So that's going to be it for today's video on Irmaa updates. Remember that sign up for my 2024 tax return preparation class is now open. We're going to learn tax planning from inside the tax return as we prepare our 2024 filings. There is now a video FAQ about the class, and the link to watch those FAQs can be found in the description below this video. Also remember that if you're interested in purchasing the personal tax planning template, which you have seen me use throughout this entire video series, as well as the Roth IRA conversion video series on YouTube, the purchase link for the personal tax planning template is also located in the description below this video. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.